everybody. Scott Nygaard here at Peghead Nation, and I've got with me the Taylor Grand Pacific Builders Edition 717. This is a new model for Taylor and all sorts of new things, a new body shape that they've recently introduced. And it sort of patterned after a round shoulder dreadnought, but with its own kind of tweaks on that shape and those dimensions. They've introduced three models, and this is the top end of those three. It's built with Indian rosewood back and sides. Beautiful Indian rosewood for this particular instrument I've got here. It's got a torrefied Sitka spruce top. The fretboard, the bridge, and the peghead veneer here are all West African ebony from Taylor's own ebony mill in Cameroon. Beautiful examples of great ebony there. The neck is neotropical mahogany, and it's built, one of the main features of this guitar is this V-class bracing that they introduced in the last year or so. And this is probably one of the first guitars that was designed sort of from the ground up, both the body shape and the bracing, all with that in mind. And they're really looking for a instrument that sounds the same from top to bottom, has a very clear and consistent tone. And making this guitar, while it's kind of based on a vintage sort of shape, it really has its own voice, and that's really a result of not only the body shape but also this V-class bracing. It's got nice mother of pearl arrowhead inlays, nice sort of simple embellishments there. The bridge is a little bit different shape. It's a modified from Taylor's usual bridge shape, which they've introduced on this instrument. The neck is 1 3/4 inches at the nut, and it's a sort of standard, what's known as long scale, 25.5 inches. A lot of the slope shoulder, round shoulder dreadnoughts were a little bit less than that, more like 24.9. So this is another difference from that sort of vintage style. Taylor's uses their compound carved neck profile, which is a very, very comfortable neck profile. It's not too, for me at least, it's not too thin, not too chunky. This feels very comfortable in the hand. So one thing that I've found playing this is that the tone is so even from top to bottom that it really means that you can kind of create your own voice. You're not compensating for little bumps in the sound like you would, say, with a traditional dreadnought that has like kind of a big bass, or any other guitar where there's kind of a little, coloring in the sound. That usually you have to sort of compensate for that as you're playing it. For some reason with this guitar, you can really concentrate on what you're trying to do. For instance, it's got this even sound, and one thing is that I found is you can get a really lush bass sound, even though it doesn't have that sort of traditional dreadnought bass. It's got this huge full bass sound, but at the same time you're doing that if you want to play something with like sort of complex chords in the bass, but at the same time get nice full round sound up here. I'll play a little So you're not really, because all the sounds are kind of in the same place, you don't really have to overcompensate for that, and you can really just play the guitar. So when you're playing single notes as well, the tone is really the same kind of wherever you are on the neck. I'll just play a little melody and a few different octaves you can see. Have the same kind of feel and the same vibe, tone, no matter where you are on the neck. You can also get a lot of different sounds out of this. If you want more of a bright, kind of strummy rhythm sound, you know, you go. You can see the last thing I played, I was really kind of concentrating on getting a nice fat bass sound, but here the bass doesn't overwhelm the treble if you want to get a nice treble sound. But of course, since this is kind of filling the role of a round-shouldered dreadnought, you want to be able to play more kind of bluegrass, you know, old-time style rhythm, where you do have a very solid bass. So you can do that on it as well, and it sounds great for that. So that's the Taylor Grand Pacific Builders Edition 717. Beautiful new design from Taylor with a gorgeous Indian rosewood back and sides and Sitka spruce top. I definitely would recommend you checking this out if you're looking for any kind of dreadnought, slope-shouldered, or sort of traditional style. It's got a big sound and very versatile, even tone all around. So I'll just go out with a little fiddle tune here so you can hear what that sounds like.